What is going on, Fit Fam? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan Janice, the founder of Nomadic Fitness, and I teach you ladies how to eat way more food without any restrictions and work out smarter instead of harder so you can build that banging hourglass body and keep it for life while feel amazing with ease. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and if you're coming on back, thanks so much for joining for another video. Okay fam, so I got my gym clothes on and I'm about to go to the gym to smash some legs and glutes, and I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I have not recorded a follow along workout in a minute. And over the last couple of months, I have learned so much more about what I talk about, working out less, but getting way better results. This is actually the time in my life ever since I have been weightlifting, which is like 7 years now, that I am working out the least amount of days ever. I'm lifting the lightest weight ever, and I'm doing the least amount of difficult, challenging exercises. And instead, what I've really learned to do to maximize results with less energy and less time in the gym is to control the weight you are lifting and really focus on muscle-mind connection, making sure you are really targeting and overloading the muscle that you want to develop. So I'm gonna walk you through exactly what this looks like with me today in the gym, explaining how you can build some beautiful legs and glutes. So let's go to the gym and smash the session. All right, fam, to get into this lower body session, we're just gonna really quickly warm up. So first thing is, don't overthink your warm-ups. Literally, you can just take like 1-2 minutes. I always do my lower body warm-ups with my fabric resistance band, and I kind of just walk around with this on, do some squats, do some kickbacks, whatever it may be, because you just want to get the muscles that you are going to be targeting. You want to get them warmed up, engaged, get the blood flowing, get them stimulated, so that way they're going to be ready once you actually get into your working sets. So I'm just going to show you, this is literally all I do. Keep it simple. Okay, with the band on, just walking side to side like this. And I don't really count a specific amount of reps to do. I just go until my legs feel really warmed up. So let's work out. First exercise is going to be some abductions. So actually the first 3 exercises we're gonna do are gonna be isolation exercises, meaning we are specifically targeting just one muscle group. So these actually aren't very difficult exercises, but I'm gonna show you how to get a lot of bang for your buck out of them. And perhaps why you might have thought they were super easy in the past is because you weren't doing these things. So this is how you're gonna get way better results. So this whole method that we're about to do, it's called the pre-exhaust method. So this is where you start off your workouts doing the easier isolation exercises, so that way by the time you get to your challenging big compound lifts, the exercises that hit multiple muscle groups and require a lot more strength in one go, you're gonna get way more out of that lift because the muscles are already really stimulated and overloaded. So let's start with this first exercise. We're only doing 2 sets, but we're going really high rep. Okay, so I'd like to lean forward a bit here, and then you're gonna push out all the way to the side, give it a little squeeze and hold at the top, come back in. And one tip that you can do for literally any exercise to make it more effective is don't let the weight sack completely come totally slack at the bottom. So instead of that, right before it's about to be completely still at the bottom, you're gonna go right into the next rep. So by doing that, you're gonna keep a little bit more constant tension throughout the entire set on your muscles. Really important to do that squeeze hold at the top here, because what we're trying to do overall to get more muscle growth is more time under tension, meaning that there's literally more time that the muscle is overloaded with weight. And one of the best ways you can do that is by slowing down your reps, not letting the weight go completely slack, and then also pausing and squeezing the muscle at the top contraction. Second exercise, we got some glute 45-degree reverse hypers. It's a bit of a mouthful. Sometimes I just call these 45s. So what you're gonna do is get on this contraption, and most important thing here to be set up correctly is make sure that this is not too high. So for me right now, it was a little bit too high. So we're just gonna lower it down a little bit, because you wanna make sure that the padding is a little bit below your hip bone so that you're gonna be able to decrease and come back up all the way. Okay, so feet push back. I like to point my toes out a little tiny bit to the side, so you're just gonna engage the glutes a little more. Grab some kind of weight, and then I've actually discovered a new way of doing these that I really enjoy, where I feel it a lot at my glutes, which is having the weight like this and holding it straight out in front of you with totally straight arms. Then lower your head down a little bit, and now you're gonna lift from the glutes. So extend up all the way, squeeze those glutes at the top, come back down. So again, doesn't need to be very difficult. You don't even need to have a very big range of motion, but it's all about engaging with the muscle that you want to be hitting. So muscle-mind connection with the glutes right here. and make sure that you are lifting from the glutes, that the weight that you are lifting up is being controlled by your glutes right now. And it's already burning because we lit these glutes on fire with the last exercise. So we are going for 15 to 20 reps for 3 sets. So you can see it's not really a difficult exercise, but we're targeting the muscle that we want to be targeting, which is popping that booty. And that is what really matters, is that you're putting tension on the muscle that you want to grow. So this has just been such a huge eye-opening thing for me to learn over this last year, especially over these last couple of months, to realize, you know, it's not just about doing all the squats, all the deadlifts in the world. It's more about doing a few exercises, but doing them really, really well, and making sure you can control the weight you're lifting, and making sure that you have the right muscle-mind connection, that the muscle you want to be targeting is the one that is lifting the weight, is the one that has the tension. Because when you are lifting too heavy, what's gonna end up happening is a bunch of other muscles are gonna come take over. Trying to push yourself and lift really heavy is great if you just kind of want to be fit all over, but when you specifically want to develop certain parts of your physique, that's when it's much better to use a little bit less weight, but make sure the right muscle is targeted and that you are really controlling the weight that you lift. So this is how I'm getting the best results of my life, working out the least I ever have, lifting the lightest weight ever. Set 2. Another thing to think about is imagine as if you are hip thrusting into the pads. So pushing your hips into the pads to lift up your bum, to lift up your torso, and making sure that it's the glutes lifting you up here. I'm only able to get to 16 reps there because yeah, my glutes are just already feeling it so much. So the exact amount of reps you do doesn't actually matter. It's also okay to do more reps or less reps than what you maybe have written on your plan. The most important thing is that you are pushing your muscles to failure, because in order for the muscle to grow, it needs to have a reason to grow. So you need to be doing something with your muscle that is really pushing it to the max, because that is what tells the muscle, okay, this girl's making us work hard, so we better grow. And obviously, it goes without saying, in order for the muscle to grow, you can be putting a crazy stimulus, you can be pushing your muscles hard, but if you're not eating enough, your muscles are not gonna grow. You've got to eat if your muscles are going to rebuild and repair themselves and grow back bigger, stronger, more shapely, more defined than they were before. So make sure to eat all the carbs, definitely lots of protein, and still get lots of fats, but that's the one to make sure to not go crazy with. All right, fam, last exercise of the isolations and the pre-exhaust before we get into the big lift of the day is gonna be lying leg curls. So learning how to do this exercise correctly has literally changed my life, and it has gotten me way better results in my lower body. So the thing is, a lot of people, when they do this exercise, just like so many other exercises, they think it's all about, okay, just go really heavy and kind of just like get through it. And that is the opposite of what you should be doing. It's all about how you control the weight, right? Nice, slow, and controlled. That is gonna put so much more time under tension on your muscle, and that is going to make it way more effective. So coming here, lying down, and then curling up, nice and slow like this all the way. Touch it to your hamstring, squeeze for a second, and then lower back down, slow and controlled as well. And we're going for 8 to 12 reps here. I pretty much always go for the full 12, but as you can see, super slow, super controlled. It almost looks kind of exaggerated how slow I'm going, and that is just because it is going to overload your hamstrings way more when you do this, and you're gonna see that you really don't need that much weight to make this a super effective exercise and to feel your hamstrings light up. It should be, by the time you're getting to the end, that you are really struggling, that you are shaking, and that you're questioning if you're even gonna be able to do your last rep. That's how you know you're training more or less to failure, and that's how you're gonna build a muscle. Another thing I was gonna say that I have really learned over these past few months of just really understanding how you're supposed to train, how to do much less but get way more out of it, is that a lot of us girls think it's just about training glutes. And yes, you obviously do wanna make sure you're hitting glutes, you're overloading them in order to build that bubble butt, but you actually also want to grow your legs in order to have the glute look that you want. A lot of women don't realize this. They think that they don't wanna grow their legs because they think it means it's gonna make their legs really thick and bulky, but that is not the case. The way that you're gonna get the really toned legs, really shapely, really defined legs that then connect into that really pop and bubble butt is also making sure that you are really training quads and hamstrings. And the best way to do quads and hamstrings is to make sure that you are isolating them well. So that's why I have started doing so many more isolation exercises on machines, because that makes it way easier for me to overload those specific muscle groups, as opposed to more compound exercises exercise where you're not going to be targeting the one specific muscle individually, and then making sure again that that muscle is really getting overloaded is increasing the time under tension. So not necessarily using a lot of weight, actually keeping the weight pretty light, but moving really slow, really controlled, and in some cases doing a lot of reps so you can just absolutely annihilate that muscle. So make sure to be hitting quads and hamstrings as well as glutes, because you're not going to have the glute development you want if you don't also train your legs, because your legs are connected to your glutes. Okay fam, so now we are doing the only compound lift of this entire day. So the only kind of really difficult full body, full strength lift, and that is a stiff-legged deadlift. So this is a specific deadlift variation that is so good at targeting your hamstrings. So today we're really trying to blow up the back of our legs, because like I just said, in order to really also have that shapely booty that you're looking for, it means also building the back of your legs and building your quads. Okay, so I got the bar set up here. Now, some accessories that I really like to have to do good quality deadlifts is a weightlifting belt, just because it makes it more comfortable. It's not gonna put so much tension on your lower back, so you're gonna be able to lift more weight more comfortably without anything getting in the way. And then, of course, I love my Versa grips. So you can use any type of weightlifting strap, and again, it's the same thing. It just is going to allow you to be able to lift heavier weight more comfortably without having to give out because your grip strength is failing you. Okay, so starting in the standing up position like this, now you're lowering down, trying not to bend your knees, and really thinking you're pushing your hips back and then coming back up to the top. So driving your hips back here, lowering down, and back up to the top. So make sure you're really working on that hip hinge, because that is what is making the hamstrings get overloaded here. All right, going for 8 to 12 reps. With those, I did 12 reps. I always try to max out as much as I can. Really push your body to the limit. Train as close as you can to failure. Rest for 2 minutes, catch your breath. We got 2 more sets. All right, fam, so finishing off with the last exercise now. Really, really simple. We're just doing some calf raises. So we can also make sure we're training our entire leg and getting it defined all over. So seated calf raise, make sure you unrack it like that. And then again, we're going for pretty high reps here. There's not really a whole lot to show. You just want it to be slow and controlled. Pause at the top when you're in the full contraction, come back down. And to finish off here, we're doing 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. Try to max it out, really try to go to failure on this one. All right fam, I'm back home now post-workout, so thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope it was really helpful for you and you learned a lot about blowing up your glutes and legs and just how to work out way less but get so much more out of it. Train smarter instead of harder. So I want to keep these leg and glute day videos rolling for you if you're feeling inspired and want to watch some more, so go ahead here and check out this one where I'm going to continue to teach you all about the way that I like to train glutes and legs to build an amazing lower body and have fun while doing it. So I'll see you in that video.